Hello, this is Jordan. This video is being recorded on the afternoon of Friday, July 26, 2024. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you all had a great week. For gold and silver and the precious metals market, we saw a change in the previous week, where the week before that, we had the breakout in gold, but last week turned out to be a failed breakout, so we had the quick reversal in gold and the gold stocks, but really it's been led to the downside by silver. Last week was nasty for silver. This week, gold was only down 1%. Silver was down, as I'm looking at my numbers, over 4% this week. Now, again, we have to note with the mining stocks, GDX, GDXJ, and SIL and SILJ only down 2% and 3% on the week. So there is technical damage in silver. There is a little bit of technical damage in gold. But the miners are, yes, they're selling off as well, but they're holding up much better than you normally would expect. So let's get into the charts and recap the week and take a look forward. So here are the daily candle charts for gold and silver, and we have the gold-silver ratio. And this was a big technical breakdown here, but as we see so many times in gold and silver, you got a big breakout or a big breakdown, and then it gets negated or nullified only in a week or a month after the fact. And so the gold-silver ratio already back up to 85. So not good for the sector. But gold is still well above the breakout point. Silver, not as far above, but looking at this technical damage here, we talked about how great it was around here. Classic, breakout, retest of 29, boom. But then huge selling comes in, fails to hold 29. So it's likely to test this level. I mean, there is an open gap here down to 26.00. So I think the gap is going to fill. You have the 200-day right here. So really strong support. So silver looks to me like it's headed down here. Now, gold, again, not as much technical damage. It's worse on the weekly chart. There is a bounce here at this support, which we noted last week. Call it 23.50, 23.55. So here we have the 100-day, and here we have the 150-day. So the 150-day is coming in right here, 22.40. We mentioned this a couple months ago as important support. Again, I always tend to be cautious, so I tend to think that gold will not hold 2,300. And in that scenario, if it breaks that, it could come all the way back to 2,200 and this support here, but also 2,240. So this will be the real test to see if gold can hold here at 2,300. Silver should bounce at 26. So that's what we're looking at on the daily. Weekly chart we can see here. Not a bad candle this week for gold. With the gain that it had today, it's less bearish of a candle. It held above this level here, 23.50 on a weekly basis. But nevertheless, this is such a big reversal, such a nasty candle, that I would lean towards that it's not going to hold 2,300. Again, in that case, probably will come down around to this level. And this is the equivalent to the 200-day right here, right around 2,200. So, again, I'm not trying to make a big prediction or anything, but I'm just pointing out, I mean, this is how we assess markets and anticipate. And the anticipation here is if this does not hold, which I think is more likely than not, then you are likely to see a test of this level. Like that's the potential downside that we're looking at in gold. Now, of course, I could be wrong. Maybe gold comes down in 2,300. It puts in a really strong rebound, and it's looking 100% that the Fed is definitely going to cut in September because economic data is worse over the next couple weeks. So that could be the scenario where gold actually holds above 2,300. And then if you get all these rate cuts, then you get a move like that. So it's important to entertain all scenarios. But the worrying thing is silver is just so weak relative to gold right now, and that tends to be a tell. Like, remember several weeks ago or several months ago where silver was leading, silver was holding up when precious metals were selling up. But now it's really getting hit. And so that's a negative sign for the sector that we have to, we can't get too excited or too optimistic yet until we see silver perform better. And so clearly silver is going to come back and test 26. Now, before I get into the stocks, I do want to promote or pitch my premium service. And this is from my free newsletter, But I mentioned because I'm really excited because this weekend I'm updating a company report on what is my current largest holding in our Daily Gold Premium portfolio, which is a real money portfolio, by the way. And so this is the top holding right now. It's a must-own stock. It is selling off a little bit right now, so I'm really excited to get into it and assess the potential for the stock over the next 2, 3, 4 years. It's a company I really love, and I think you have a really high chance of getting a 3x or a 5x in this stock over the next few years. And that's what I'm looking for. And this is also one of my thoughts for the week. Gold needs to break out against the 60-40 portfolio. Like, until we see that, you're not going to get like a super impulsive move in the sector, and you're going to get these fits and starts. And so until that happens, when I'm looking at stocks, I'm looking at fundamental quality and value, and then what's the upside potential. So I'm trying to match those two to find the best juniors. And this weekend, I'm also going to update all my big picture notes on our top 10 list. So go to thedailygold.com/premium. You can see it here, dailygold.com/premium. Highly encourage you to sign up. Would love to have you. So thank you for listening to that. Finally, let's get into the miners. And as I noted, they've been holding up a lot better. So this is a good sign. There's not too much technical damage here. Even SILJ, even the silver juniors, these candles pale in comparison to what we've seen in silver. Here we have the 200-day exponential moving average in GDX right here, around 33. The 200-day simple moving average, that's a conventional one, is just below it. But you can see this 33, this is looking to be really strong support. For GDXJ, really strong support here, around 41. SILJ, mid-10s and 11. So yes, there is room for more selling in the miners, but I really like the fact that they're holding up a lot better and that there isn't much technical damage, at least not yet. So that's a good sign. So thank you so much for tuning in. I know it's been rough the last couple weeks, but I have to be honest about everything. I'm sorry about the whipsaws and the flip-flops, but that's just the nature of the market, and that's what happens, and that's what's going to happen until gold breaks out against that damn 60-40 portfolio. We'll have an update on that next week. Also, our end-of-the-month chat with Vince Lancy, Professor Vinny. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Hope you have a great weekend. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Talk to you guys again next week.